Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, and today, guy in a tie, Ken Lavigne. I am a singer and vocal coach, and today we are tearing open the time capsule, going back in time to 1992, looking at the iconic voice of Eddie Vedder. We're going to study, dissect, check it out. This is from their MTV Unplugged. This is going to be a blast from the past for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's dive in. 3, 2, 1. So I read somewhere that this performance, Eddie had a terrible chest cold or something. He already sort of sounds like he had a rasp in his voice anyway when he recorded all of these songs. Nice little sensitive flip up into head voice there. Okay, so some of the things that make Eddie Vedder, in my opinion, are the fast vibrato, which he doesn't necessarily have any control over. And when you listen to that voice, you don't mistake it for anybody else. There's a slight rasp, and that is that classic vestibular false vocal fold force that's going through there, which I don't know if that has caused damage throughout the rest of his career. Maybe some of you know more about that because I haven't listened to any of Pearl Jam's later stuff or his solo stuff. I think it's sort of like he's got one gear. It's Eddie Vedder gear, and you're going to get the full Monty. Let's just... I like to talk. I talk too much. Okay, I'm going to stop now. As the earth to the sun, yeah, now the air I tasted and breathed. Okay, tons of vowel modifications there, and he's building up to something, and I can't quite remember this song, so I'm not entirely sure where this one goes. I remember that beautiful melodic opening, da da dee da dee dee, da da dee 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 dee. That's just such a beautiful line. I mean, melodically, I don't know if he came up with that or someone else in the band did. Maybe one of you guys know. That's very pretty. Take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids at play. Holy crap! Whoa! Okay, son of a beach towel! I'm sorry for cussing, but damn it! That thing that he did right there, that was just... man. That was cool. I'm totally impressed. So, okay, so as a vocalist to be able to move through that and still within that vestibular vocal fold thing that he does, that growl, that iconic sort of vocal growl that he does while he's vocalizing this, and then flip up into a falsetto and back down again without missing a beat. That was really, man, that would take me a month to just try and dissect and figure out how he did that, and try and emulate it. And he just did it. That was cool. That was really, really cool. Great tone through there. Who are the backup singers there? That was nicely done. Emotionally raw. It's about, like he wants to jump out of the seat, you know? Wow. Okay, what an incredible performance. All I could think of when I was watching this, as he was going to some deeply emotional place, he was in his own world. The whole band created this whole world, and we were just witnessing wherever it was they were going. And you kind of, I feel like there was a bit of a barrier into understanding what was he really thinking as he went through there, you know? I had one experience where I was performing on stage, and someone came up to me and said, "Man, you went on a trip. Like the song took you someplace, and I want to know where you went." And I was like, "No, man, I don't want to tell you, because that belongs to me. I've already given you everything that I could possibly give you, and where I went in that song, where I traveled to, is my own. That's my own place, and I'm not going to tell you. So you're just going to have to live with that. You probably went on your own trip, too. While I was watching there, I kind of went on my own sort of blast to the past back to 92. There's something so rich about his voice and his performance. You know, that deep, wonderful baritone that he has. And as he sort of moves through the sensitive opening and that wonderful melody to this emotional crescendo, we are all witnesses to this incredible journey that he goes on as a performer. it's mind-blowing. And I think if you're a performer and you really want to try and tap into that vulnerability yourself, you look no further than some of the greats of this genre, because I think it was all about the truth of raw emotion. Anyway, I digress. I went on a bit of a trip. Thank you for joining me on this. I hope you've learned something. I certainly have. Going back in time, I really feel that revisiting some of these great bands is something that is well worthwhile. Thank you for joining me. If you want to learn more about me, there are links in the description. If you're a performer and you want to harness the inner beast of your own voice, I'm happy to work with you. I strongly encourage that you find a vocal coach. It doesn't have to be me, but if it is me, there are links in the description. You can find me on the webs. Okay, thanks so much, and we will see you next time.
On sheets of gray, lay